Hi, I am Ali Russell. I work as a .NET consultant for Ensono Digital, and I am here to talk to you today about Ensono Stacks Simple API. So, how to create the Simple API? Firstly, we will need the Stacks templates. You may have already installed these from NuGet. If not, we have documentation and a tutorial on that available also. The command .NET new list. This will show what templates you have available to you to generate. The command .NET new stacks web API -- help. This will show you what parameters and options are available to you when generating your Simple API project. As you can see, you are able to modify the project name, the domain object you will be using, the cloud provider, CI/CD, and deployment modes you intend to use. These are for pipeline files which will be generated, but that is for another video. The command .NET new stacks web API -n Ensono tutorial -do menu. This will create a simple API with solution and project called Ensono tutorial and with a domain object called menu. So, enough talking, let's build a simple API using the .NET Stacks templates. Here. Hopefully you are able to see my terminal. So, now all we need to do is take the last command from the previous slide. .NET new stacks web API -n Ensono tutorial -do menu. This will create our simple API called Ensono tutorial, with a domain object called menu. If we open the solution file as shown here, it should open your IDE of choice, mine being Rider from JetBrains. Now we are in the solution, we are able to have a little explore. We have an API project, in which we have our program.cs. This contains all the logic to build and run the simple API, including OpenTelemetry and OpenAPI out the box. The API project also contains all the CRUD operation endpoints within the controllers directory. As you can see, we have create, update, and delete for the menu, item, and categories. Inside the app settings.json, we have the variables to add JWT authentication to our API, if we should wish, as well as the OTel exporter endpoint for OpenTelemetry. We also have the ability to input the application insights connection string, which would enable viewing of all metrics, traces, and logs in Azure. Also shown is the Cosmos DB key. This needs to be stored as an environment variable at runtime. This will enable any objects to be stored in cloud-based blob storage. With the command we used earlier, as we did not pass a specific database, we are using a very simple in-memory setup. This is perfect for demonstration. However, if you would like a more production-ready API, you would only need to pass an additional -db parameter on creation. Now, if we turn to the tests directory, we can see a combination of component and unit tests. These are basic, but fully functional tests which should give a good indication of best practices to use when building a simple CRUD API. If we run these now, we can see that they all pass. This is a good starting place to modify as required. Let's build and run the simple API and see what it has to offer. Once I have started the application, I can go to localhost port 5000 and see the OpenAPI landing page. From here, I am able to test each endpoint and check sample requests and responses. Whilst we have the API running, we can open up the functional tests project here within the terminal. Inside this functional test solution, we are able to see the main tests directory, which follow the standard BDD style testing, implementing Gherkin syntax to make each test case readable and understandable. We can also see the app settings.json. This contains the base URL, which, for our local development, is localhost port 5000. If we run these tests now, all the tests pass and we know our API is fully functional. This is all the basics you need to know to start testing the simple API. Please take a few moments to build your own and have a play. Thank you for joining me in this tutorial. I hope you have found it useful. See you on the next one.